talk about is 2 Kings 4. So it's about the widow and the widow's olive oil. So basically how the story plays out, and it doesn't mention the widow's name, but her husband died. She was in debt, and her husband was part of Elisha's crew. I think he may have been a prophet, I don't know, but he worked with Elisha in some capacity. So knowing that, so this lady, she sought out Elisha. She did the right thing. She sought out God. The creditors, they wanted to come take her 2 sons to help cover the debt. Elisha asked her, how can I help you? What do you have? And she told him, bro, I ain't got nothing. All I got is a little bit of oil in the house. And what did Elisha say? You know what? That'll do. We're going to use that. So that's how God works. You may think you don't have much, but God will take whatever you have. If you're willing to forfeit it and surrender it all to him, he's going to multiply it. So not only is that going to lead to a blessing for you, it's going to lead to a blessing for others. So as this story plays out, you knew it had to have been from God, because God always gives these weird instructions. Elijah being so powerful, you would think he could have just, made some money fall out the sky or something. But Elisha told her to do this in order, for her to be obedient. And this is a lesson for us all. Obedience requires faith and action. You got to move on it, even when it's weird and strange. Like me shooting this video, I don't want to do this, but I got to be obedient because I don't want to feel God's wrath. So Elisha told her, you know what? Take that little bit of oil. What I want you to do is go out to your neighbors and ask them for some empty jars. Get as many empty jars as you can get. Okay, it was a little strange to me. Again, won't you just, because let me go back. So the intent, she didn't have any money. The intent was to, go out and get some more oil so she can sell it to get some money to pay these creditors off. So I'm like, Elijah, why don't you just give her more oil? Just give her money. But anyway, so she's obedient. She goes out and asks for jars. It doesn't mention how many she gets, but it sounds like it may have been a lot. And this is where God showed up. But she had to be faithful. She had to be obedient. So Elisha told her, when you get back, go in the house, go in the room, take your 2 sons, and I want y'all to start pouring that oil into those empty jars. And they did that. As a matter of fact, let me read it. So she left him. And this is 2 Kings 4, verse 5. So she left him and shut the door behind her and her sons. They brought the jars to her, and she kept pouring. When all the jars were full, she said to her son, bring me another one. But he replied, there is not a jar left. Then the oil stopped flowing. She went and told the man of God, and he said, go sell the oil and pay your debts. You and your sons can live on what is left. So major point there. She started pouring, and she had enough to fill all those jars. It doesn't mention how much oil she had. Let's just say she had maybe 10 ounces. But her blessing was dependent on how many vessels or how many empty jars she had. So if she would have had 1,000 jars, God would have just kept multiplying those 10 ounces of oil. So there's something to that. And I know some of you may be thinking, this story don't even sound real. Whether you believe it or not, this is how it works. And this is pretty much what it's saying. That's how the Holy Spirit works. The oil being the Holy Spirit within you. Those empty vessels are pretty much those people out. See, God has deposited everything you need within you. And the more and more vessels or empty vessels that you bring in, the more that oil is going to flow. And part of that is, the Great Commission. He's called us to go out and be disciples of men. So that requires you to go out and spread the word and spread the gospel. So I think that's why God directed her, why he just didn't have Elijah just perform a miracle. He wanted her to go out and not only deliver her kids, but to go out and spread the word, deliver others. Because the word doesn't say this specifically, but once God performs that type of supernatural miracle, you've already gone out and talked to these people. You've already got these empty jars. You're going to go back and proclaim the goodness and the glory of God. You're going to spread that good news. You're going to spread, this is what God did for me. This is how he delivered me. This is the power in his word and being obedient. And that's what he wants us to do. Well, that's how he wants us to move. In faithfulness, in action, in truth, in humility. And whatever directive he gives us, how crazy it may seem, we got to be obedient and do it. We can't do it